Hey, you know how it's the right thing to tell somebody that they got a booger hanging or some spinach in their teeth, but you don't want to tell them because they might be unpleasantly embarrassed and may even be defensive about it? But at the same time, if you don't tell them and they find out later that they've got enough spinach in their teeth to look like Austin Powers or something, they'll be mad at you for not cluing them in. So what do?
I think with that propaganda.
Man, the bank sent me a card with this chip in it. I was like, I don't want this card. We're taking it a step further from the strip to the chip. I see. I toss it aside. So I go out and I was about to get some gas. I tried to use my earlier card and it was declined. I'm like, what the junk? Turns out that my bank is making their users accept this chip if they're gonna bank with them. They canceled the earlier cards and replaced them with a chipped one. So I went to the bank asking if I could just keep my earlier card. And they said no. And the teller explained to me why without even realizing what he said. He said that with this new technology changing over, the merchants that bank with them won't accept transactions without this chip, meaning there will be no buying or selling electronically unless you have this chip. Now hold on. Do I think that this is the mark of the beast? No. But that freaking chip is starting to creep a little closer to my hand, you dig? But anyway, no, it's not the mark. But when you see something that starts to take on familiar traits as prophesied, you might want to go in a different direction. And why is this going to happen? Because of people who don't believe it. But the chip isn't the mark. A chip that would come to be under your skin isn't the mark. The Bible tells you that the mark will be on the skin, as it points out the right hand or forehead where your mark will be. So a chip on a card or a subdermal chip ain't it. What it is an indicator to give you a heads up of what's coming. And it's coming. Nothing's gonna stop it. So one would say, so what's the point? The point is, you don't wanna be among those who welcomed it. Be the one who can at least say, yo, they wanted to see who could light the biggest fart while lighting them on polyester upholstery. I told them it wasn't a good idea, but they wouldn't listen. So I escaped before they burned up in the house. Fortunately, I was able to get a couple of others out with me. That's the point. And y'all, this is gonna be sold on us by convenience. And we all know how much people love convenience. People will kill preborn kids just to maintain convenience. People are gonna welcome this technology and ridicule those who don't. A chip that will be on your person that makes it more secure because it's linked to your DNA or something, making your identity harder to steal, keeping your finances more secure, keeping your medical records easier for the state to ration out your healthcare needs. What if your child comes up missing? You can locate the kid. Now, who wouldn't want that kind of security? You'd be a fool to not want such security and convenience. And considering how much wickedness exists in the world, it's almost like you'd have to partake in such technology. We'll most likely end up being forced to abide by the system implementing chip technology. It's a clear warning to you that the mark that you'd receive is coming. This event is being foreshadowed to us by people having to conform to technology that will determine whether or not you can buy or sell. Take heed. Don't be among those who dismissed the indicators and shrugged off the Most High Priest who invited you to the electric exodus. Just a suggestion. I'm Alfonso Rachel with Zonation, and I sympathize with global warming people who are warning us that we're going to go to their version of hell, which is an overheated earth, if we don't obey their doctrine. Meanwhile, the climate shows the opposite of their warnings. So they change their doctrine to say climate change, while they accuse Bible believers of reading altered scripture. On top of that, while the climate does the opposite of their propaganda, the world moves exactly in the direction the Bible warns you about because you chose to ignore it. You might want to go in a different direction.